Alright, good evening to everyone. I'm about to start a live stream which is not scheduled, and it's not a tournament. I'm releasing a new format. I'm calling it the Combo Cage. I'm basically looking for something that's catchy, relevant to both Crazyhouse and also my username is JannLee, being a video game fighter. So I thought Combo Cage was appropriate. The way this is going to work is, rather than a tournament event, it's just going to be one-on-one, basically a duel. I'm going to be taking on opperwezen with a 3-minute time limit, and we're going to play for about an hour. So yeah, 3 minutes being short enough to be exciting, long enough to put some commentary into it. So yeah, hope you enjoy the stream. Here we go. Okay, let's play. So opperwezen is one of the players I've played most frequently against on the server. We played a lot of 1-0 games. I actually really enjoy playing him. I think he brings an exciting style of play. I think Crazyhouse is quite a new game to him, so we have some really good exchanges, some good tactical exchanges, a lot of unfamiliar positions. He plays very well. Okay, so I think we're both already in a bit of unfamiliar territory here. It started from one of these standard E4, E5 positions. I'm trying to make something happen on the light squares, but nothing particularly decisive yet. I'm just going to remove this message up here. Okay, so here I've got to be mindful of this E2 square. I want to be attacking on these, but I want to be defending E2 as well. So the question I have is whether to really go aggressive here or to hold back a little bit. Moves I'm thinking of are potentially knight takes h7, bishop at h5, maybe even c3 is an option. I'm going with bishop at h5, and that's going to attack these two, but I'm also looking at the continuation after bishop at g6, where I'm expecting I'll take it. I didn't feel knight takes h7 gave me an edge after bishop at e2. And then I had knight takes f8, queen takes f8, and then I felt like black had some attack, and I was scraping a little bit to get into black's king as fast as black might get to mine. So I'm expecting bishop at g6 here, but he's probably thinking about the continuations after f takes g6 or h takes g6. So he's going straight for knight at f4. Now what that does, that cuts off the bishop. So that hits the knight. I'm going to take this knight first. I feel it favours me. I'm going to capture here. So I feel like I've got enough trades under my belt to try to move on his king. At the same time, I still have the safety of coverage back on e2. so now I have some options. There's pawn at e6, or I can get the queen active first. If I get the queen active, I've just got to look out at bishop at g6 and how that affects the position. I think by default it makes sense to get that queen active. Sure, it will be hit by the bishop on g6, but we've got some checks up our sleeve. And if king g8, knight at f7 is going to be quite dangerous. So he's got a bit to look out for here. Now knight at g5 looks attractive, but queen g5 is a possibility. Queen takes h5, and he can put a knight on f3 or h3 to recapture the queen. Because I basically have to take one of the knights, and then it's open. So I need to think how I proceed here. I'm probably thinking a little too long. I'm going to back off the queen, give myself a bit of safety. Now I'm just looking to take this. I don't mind if his bishop takes here, I'll get some light square weaknesses. At this point though, we've both got less than half a minute, so it's really time to move. Don't talk too much. And he's defended really well. So I put myself in a position where I'm having to sack a little bit crazy. So this hasn't ideally gone the way I wanted. Ooh, that's a strange way to run the king. It's looking a little bit risky. He's surviving for the meantime. I've not played this well at all, so we're really going for the clock here. Yeah, that's not a good finish. I think I spent too much time talking there and not actually. Maybe knight at g5 was necessary to continue some initiative. Okay, b3. So already this is a little bit unfamiliar to me. I mean, there's some general moves I'm playing in the center, but no real specific knowledge on this particular position. Well, just got a bit of a connection issue. Sorry about that. So yeah, white's going to come and try to hit e5 a number of times. I need to adequately defend it because my knight here is pinned. I'm surprised he's taking a bit of time here. I was expecting him to come back to d2. Yeah. Alright, and he's going to sack the knight for 2 pawns. So this is interesting. I don't think it's necessarily bad what he's doing. I mean, these are the 2 good central pawns, but I do get some good free development with my pieces as well. So I'm happy to have the rooks connected here. So getting my queen forked though, which is an ideal. Now I might just make an aggressive option here. Given I've got a piece under attack already, I'm going to go a bit gung-ho on c2. My plan being knight b4 and knight at c2. So while white's underdeveloped, I can see that if I just move the queen, I'm going to drop a piece and be a few pawns down. So make a decision to give up a little more material and put some initiative in, create a bit of unsafety around the king. Not necessarily the best idea or a theoretical idea, but very much practical. So I've expected this check on the king. I'm still blocking the queen and getting a temper. Even after, I was going to say after bishop b4, I've got knight at c2. Here in this case, I have to be careful of this bishop takes e7 move, because then it's just threatening to mate with queen at g8. So here I'm going to recapture this bishop likely. Knight takes g2 is also an option. In fact, I think it's better I take the queen. Now, I'm immune to this queen at g8 trick at the moment because my knight's covering it. Otherwise, I'd have to play rook g8 and knight at f7 would mate me. So this knight's a very important defensive piece at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to play a defensive move and an attacking move at once. Let's put the queen on. Attacks the queen, defends the knight, and the rook also defends the queen. So yeah, here's interesting where I could capture the queen, but I don't really have strong continuation behind it. I'm actually tempted to play something more like pawn at f3 first, or a knight f5 potentially. In fact, I will. So rook g3 just opens up this file, and queen at d1 doesn't work because he's got a bishop covering e2, so I can't follow with pawn at e2. Oh, now I can take the queen with check. I don't know if that's any more attractive. I'm actually just going to recapture here. I'll just notice he's running quite low on time. So at this point maybe I should cash in my chips. Not absolutely necessary though. I'm going to let him simmer a little longer. So now I feel like queen at g2 is more threatening because I'm attacking this rook. That's now a lot more threatening. So you saw I actually left his queen on pre for a long time that game, and only really took it at a point in time when it benefited me. So I'm going to switch it around here. I'm going to play d4, not just stick to e4. I want to play a variety of openings for the audience really. I usually play more of e4, not because it's better than d4, just that's my preference. Okay. So the player's going to proceed quite slowly from here. Yeah, questionable if I want to allow bishop takes f4 or not, because you'll have knight h5 at some stage. If there's a pawn on f4, that'll be difficult to defend. So I think I might take this one first. And I'm going to pin this knight. So completely balanced position here. Quite blocked up. Both players have active pieces or pieces in hand. So from here it's just a good solid equal and even position for both sides, and we'll have to fight it out. So here I'd like to put a pawn on g5. I've backed off the bishop to e2 just so it doesn't get hit by pawn at e4, but it's also useful for putting more defense here. I'm expecting him to play pawn at f4. So he's done the right thing. He's got his pawn on g5 before I could. So my preference is actually to leave this bishop here. I don't mind if he takes it and I recapture. By taking and taking, he gets to progress another weakness on e3 because then that will not hold a piece. So in this situation, that bishop is nearly worth similar to a pawn. But of course, it's slightly better for black now. He's got an extra piece in hand. But I'm very balanced on my defense here. Got a lot on the light squares, got a lot on the dark squares. So he hasn't got a piece in my half yet. If he comes knight e4, I'll be looking to capture it and try to put some pressure on that square. But he's backed off. So here by threatening this, I don't mind if he plays bishop at f5. I'm actually going to take it with the bishop in hand, maybe put it on a3, try to make some ground this way. But he's not allowing the trade. So I'm actually going to opt to progress slowly then. Maybe get in here. I'm actually going to take this one. So I'm now down a couple pieces, but with a lot of pawns and a bit of a central pawn mess. Just got to hold on to it. So if he captures here, I'll have bishop at e6 and can pick up a knight, which will be handy. But I need to just be wary of how much I get exposed back at home. So now just supporting f6. He's got plans of his own coming here. Alright. Okay, let's opening this up a little bit. So that's a little bit uncomfortable at the moment. I'm going to go for it. Use this rook to defend. Okay, in some trouble here. Time is very low. Have to move. Alright, got a knight in hand. Yeah, run down the clock again. I think black is better in the last position there. I think he's actually just outplayed me in the slow position. I think black was better after knight takes e5 actually. Okay, we're going for b3 again. So we're heading down a similar path. Now here, last time I played bishop f5 and he captured on d6. And that wasn't the most pleasant. Yeah, I still think bishop f5 is right. It should develop. Maybe it's just better not to capture with the queen, so avoid bishop at g3. Okay, let's go it again. So here I'm going to actually prepare something. I might want to take this and open up the position with f5 at some stage. But before doing that, I'm going to clear this line so there's no tricks with bishop at e6. Yeah, he's played this, I'm going to have to change slightly. I think h4 is a good move here. So, yep, again, completely unfamiliar position of both of us. He's got a wall of pawns, which isn't going to be easy to break through, but I got the extra piece. So I'm actually going to take some of these pawns back. Try to break the center here. So in this sort of position, unlike in chess, I'd call the minor piece similar value to the rook. Because you can place pieces on the board, it's you know, the rook's worth more because of its value in the endgame, where it can outplay a minor piece. But here it's pretty much where you put it and the direction that it moves at the time when you place it. So the values are more equal. Now I think he's wary of this bishop takes d3 move. I have some options here. I'm going to expend this knight. I'm actually using a new knight so that it's defended if a bishop at g3 move comes in. But my preference is just to get another piece of his passive while I can get a piece aggressive. That's only a minor point. There's that move, bishop at g3. And here I'm making a decision. My king has so little near it. I'm going to make the option to sacrifice the queen to start making weaknesses here. Because I have the right kind of pieces to start an attack moving. It's going to take him a long time to attack me. So this way I'm ensuring that his king is a little bit lacking on safety. And look, nothing close to mate at all. It's actually just a positional sacrifice where I'm saying that even black with the minor pieces and pawns will have enough momentum that it'll eventually be a beneficial position for black. So yeah, the aim of the game here is basically I'm going to try to keep chipping away at material on his side. just gradually, and just ensuring that my king remains safer than his, and I'll keep pushing that agenda. So now we've got things happening on the dark squares. I'm going to grab this rook first, and then possibly make a sack here. Yes, it's now looking very strong for black. So we're looking at mate here already. We'll do it this way. So that was a nice example of where you can give up a queen without something definite in hand. But it's just a positional move, saying that the initiative is strong enough with the minor pieces. So this is quite a different opening of headed down. Oh, it's coming in this way. I'm going to play h3 because I'm wary of knight e4, and if he hits my knight somehow, then h2 is going to be hanging. So we avoid that in advance. Very aggressive. So at this point, if I don't do much, he's going to try to roll over me. So I'm going to make a move here. I'm going to block off this diagonal by getting pawn at e5 in. So I'd already called black a little bit better here, just with the piece for the pawn. There's a few weaknesses on the black side, but it's not enough to really claim that white has any significant compensation. So the idea of bishop h5 there is actually just to be able to get a bishop in hand, so I can do something in the position. Could be bishop at d6. Bishop at g7 is not much. I think I'm going to opt for this one, just because the knight's awkwardly placed if it gets hit by the pawn. And then it helps me progress my pawn to d6 if he captures. So he's happy to give up that knight. And he's threatening knight d2 as well, which after queen d2 has a problem with knight at f3. So my options here are taking the knight potentially, or playing something quite different. The other move I'm considering is bishop at e7. So I'll play it. The only thing I'm concerned about is if the queen takes and then he just takes the knight, then I don't have enough play to continue. My plan is at a d5 at some stage I'll open up lines and allow you to make some trades, but nothing concrete. So here knight at g7 with mate, so let's go try to grab this knight. The other purpose of bishop at e7 is it defends the d6 pawn from the bishop here. So knight at g7 is defended. This knight covers f6. play a bit of a cheeky move. Just hit this pawn here, and if I can get my hands on another knight, f6 is going to be dangerous. Yes, I don't know that he should be offering a knight there. He can't play knight e4. I'm going to play queen takes e4. That knight's in some way trapped. Maybe his best move here is actually h5. In that case, I'll play knight h6. If he plays rook h8, I'm going to take his knight, and knight at g7 is going to be a mate threat. So he should play rook g7. But that's a bit of an inaccuracy there. I picked up a free piece. So now he's got to work out how he's going to cover this. Well, that's still mate anyway. He thought he was getting an escape square on f7, but the knight covers it. Alright, we're going to e4. I normally play e5. That's my regular. I'm going to play a perk setup. I've been playing this a little bit recently, just to create some different positions. I'm not sure what it is. It's people either watching my games or the Opening Explorer on Lee Chess or something, but yeah, people seem to know the e4, e5 lines pretty well. I'm not a big theoretician. I mean, I think I know enough knowledge in the opening to avoid some tricks and traps. I've been around many years, but there's definitely some new moves getting developed in the opening at the moment. And my preference is actually to avoid any of that sort of knowledge and just play the game on the board. So I'm looking for unfamiliar positions. So that's what I've got right here. Now, question is, should I put a pawn or a bishop here? I'm going to go with the pawn, in fact. Oh, we'll take this one. Now he's got rook g6 coming in because of this pin. So I nearly missed that by playing bishop at g7. Yeah, white already making some ground on the king. I'm just going to block off that diagonal. Pawn at h7 or bishop at h7, not too big a concern. There's just king g7. That's a good move right there. So if I play bishop at g7 right now, he can just retreat the rook back, and then he's threatening pawn at h6, and then my bishop's in a tough spot. So I think white's already looking better here. He's got some weaknesses around my king, and I'm not untangling myself in a hurry. Alright, it's getting mindful of the clock as well. Okay. If a knight takes, I've got bishop at g5. If a queen takes, at least I get a bit of relief on h6. So yeah, not really ideal the way this is going. In fact, if he captures, bishop at c5 is not a bad idea. Even bishop at b6. No, bishop at b6. The idea being I'll follow this up with knight at g4 and I'll have a fork on f2 and h6. But okay, here I've got 47 seconds left, so I probably need to try to play a bit and comment less. I'm definitely in a backwards position here. So I opted to move up so that there's no discovery on my king if I was to move to h8. Yeah, I think I'll do it this way. Play bishop takes f2 first. Alright, now I've got a queen in hand, but not much to attack with. Rather than use my pawn to check, I don't think I've actually got enough to mate, so I'm going to opt to try to secure some more material and try to keep my king safe. But I don't mind that exchange. I've picked up a queen and got my king safer in the process, so I've definitely made a little bit of progress here. So let's just keep him out. I might have bishop at f4 or bishop at b6 to get into his position. Yeah, we'll go here. e6 is on, but if he doesn't cover e3 carefully, he's going to be in some trouble. Okay, so I don't mind getting a pawn here. He might grab the queen off me. No, he's not going to do it. Ooh. Okay, I just have to move here. Yeah, that wasn't a great move. Knight at e4 should have probably come in. Yeah, just gotta move, gotta move. Yeah, far from ideal that finish. I think I didn't leave myself with enough time again. So I had a few disappointing finishes there where I've taken the game on time. Okay, he's now opting to play g6. So against this setup, it's not bad to play this traditional kind of battery on h6. And the idea being if you can trade a pawn, you can put it on h6 and keep pummeling through g7, but black doesn't have to give white a pawn really, so play can proceed quite slowly actually. I'm expecting a5 here just to hold on to this, and I'm happy to just castle and connect my rooks and say I've done my development. And already here I'm in unfamiliar territory. I would say my opponent is too. So yeah, this is good. I'm getting a variety of openings in for the viewers. Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna make a great. No, I'm not. I nearly missed the tactic. He's got bishop d3. Sorry, let's get that right. Bishop d3, cd, and bishop at a5 if I take now. So I'd better castle first. So now I am actually threatening to take this pawn. And then you just got to be mindful of that b7 weakness. So bishop at b7, you can pick off the c6 pawn. He's going to play knight d7. But I'm not too concerned about dropping this knight. I think I'm just going to grab this guy and claim I have a small advantage with the extra pawn. And the reason why I'm not concerned about this is because I can put another pawn here. I'm not getting attacked directly enough for this weakness to be significant. So yeah, something that's nice for black to do is sometimes remove this threat of the bishop on h6. If he captures, I'm not sure if I'll recapture with the queen or the pawn. Should probably decide that before he moves. I think I'll recapture with the queen. Now, bishop at h6, I've got pawn at g5. He might open up the position with e5 to get on some diagonals. I don't even mind just playing a very passive pawn at g2 just to secure things. In this case, though, I'll grab this bishop. I expect him to take it and then come back. So yeah, I think h4 is the right square. Put a bishop on here instead. So I'm happy. I'm up a piece cold here. If you actually count it up, he's in no direct danger. But, yeah, I'm just going to balance out my dark and light squares. I don't have to try to blow up black straight from this position. So you could try bishop at g5, but the trades aren't really going to amount to anything quickly. So my preference here is actually to play it a little slower. Try not to get my queen trapped at the same time. Gotta look out for that. But yeah, I want to play it a little bit slower to yeah, I'll have a residual advantage at the end of it generally. It looks like I struggle to hold on the queen here. So let's prepare to give up the queen then. That's a weakness, and I think it's a penetration point with pawn at e7 coming. So again here, pretty freely giving up the queen, but here I can take the rook, and knight at e7 is now a threat, so I'll be getting it back. And he's covered e7. Well, may as well just hit it again. So the back rank is something he needs to look out for with two rooks in hand. So he's toasted now, just rook at h8, mate. Okay, I'm on a pretty good streak so far. Alright, why don't we play an e5? See if we can take it out of standard play early or not. Nope, just about as standard as it gets. Okay. Now this is a move I haven't encountered too often. I like to hit the knight. He's going to take g7 and attack some weaknesses. So one thing black has to be mindful of is some knight g5 tricks. While the bishop was on g4, it's still defended here, but if you move the bishop to h5, knight g5 can be sticky, with the queen coming in with queen takes h5. Now you can play things like king g6 against that, but yeah, it gets pretty hairy. I think you get an interesting sharp position, but I'm just opting for for this option here, where I'm basically going to work against this f6 pawn. So the question black is asking white here is, well, what are you doing sacrificing a knight that early? If you can't justify it, I'm going to claim you've overextended with the pawn on f6. So white now has to pretty quickly justify the sacrifices by playing some more aggressive moves. And here I nearly feel like black could hold on to this and be pretty safe after the captures fade. So if white can't get a mating attack or some material compensation soon, then what will result is black will just have a residual advantage on material. You consolidate around the king first, and then you basically play with an extra piece. Yeah, so let's be careful here. I mean, pawn at g6 is the obvious move, but there's knight e7. Yeah, maybe you can even capture the queen there, but even if queen e7, I'm not seeing it as that dangerous. So it's probably knight queen takes e5 that's coming, and then maybe I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that. So I'm going to play pawn at g6, expecting queen takes e5. And then I'm going to capture this knight just to relieve some pressure off f6 and e7. Now with this defended, I'm pretty well covered. He doesn't have a queen or a rook to put on g7. So let's go get greedy. So he can't capture this because of knight at f3, and I'll win the queen. And that's now getting an aggressive piece right next to his king. So he's just ignored me straight up. I'm going to say that I don't think I should be ignored. So king h2, knight at g4 is strong. If he plays king h1, I'll have bishop takes g2 check, and I'll start launching a barrage of checks. Now, even without this, at worst, I've always got pawn at f6, and if he takes the rook, I just play queen takes, and I've got a secure king, because he doesn't have an open line here anymore. But why not play for more? So these two knights work nicely together. They cover this set of squares, so it already gives you a natural mating net, so it helps you see what you need to cover. So g4, I put a pawn there, the king will come out, you play h5, king goes back, pawn at g4. If I can get the king to h2, I'm going to pick up the queen at least, but I think this is actually mating. I just have enough pawns, so I've got mate in another 4 moves. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's go with f4 this time. So I'll put myself out of book on move 1, put him out of book on move 1, see where we go from here. Now you wouldn't really want to, not necessarily play it in bug house, because you'll pretty quickly get hit here. In fact, here pawn at f2 is already good because he's got queen d4, so he's picking up an early knight. So this is already not ideal for me. So maybe knight takes e5 is not the right move. But okay, we'll get an interesting game out of this one. So not near mated or at a really significant disadvantage. But as white, you kind of want to come out better than being being down on pieces so early. So he's figured here that this knight's worth more than a bishop, which is a correct evaluation. Yeah, I'll expend a pawn then, just to cover b2. So I can't castle now, so I want to get rid of this knight so it's not getting in the way of my king. Take this with queen or the knight. e3 is a little bit weak if I take with the knight. I think it's alright. I'll get knight c4 in with tempo. Yeah, I'm a little bit reluctant to use up that pawn, but perhaps it's a correct play. So now he's pushed back, it's just a matter of trying to find a way to develop the pieces that weren't really coordinated so well. So bishop c4 is an obvious target. So I'm happy to make a capture here. And, yeah, it's either pawn at e5 or it's bishop f7. Maybe bishop first. Knight at e5, king g8, pawn f7, king h8 kind of chases into safety, so I'd rather just try to pick up a piece. Now I better just be mindful of how much I talk versus play with 48 seconds left. So knight at d3 is a possibility. Yeah, I'm going to ignore it. I've got a neat trick with the bishop at c4 check. So if he plays knight at d3, I'm just going to tuck the king away on f1. Whoops, but I've completely missed. Bishop takes b4. Now I'm only on 22 seconds. I better shut up and play here. So I think black's better in this position. Oh yuck! He's got. Yeah, this isn't looking good at all. I've definitely made a blue here. Alright, I'll make some quick play. Let's see if I can find any mate out of nowhere. I think it's going to be difficult. I don't have a good square to use my knights. Yeah, look, just robbed another game on time there. He should really be playing a lot faster towards the end. I think he's kind of getting stuck in 3-0 mode and not accelerating the gears when he should. Alright, I'm going to go for a Sicilian this time. Now, I don't advise a Sicilian at all, particularly if you're a new player. There's a weakness on c7 which you already start with. So in playing this, I'm trying to play in such a way that c7 isn't really hit by the bishop coming in through here or a knight on b5. I'm already in unfamiliar territory here, so I'm not sure why I'm being offered a piece. I'm just seeing if there's anything tricky that I'm missing. So I'm feeling like I like a piece for a pawn here already. Yeah. The pawn at b7 is a possibility, but surely this can't be that great. So there's options. There's queen a5, there's bishop a6, knight a6. I'm leaning to bishop a6, and then bishop a6, knight takes a6, bishop at b7. Should probably put another bishop on b5, a4. I'm just spending probably way too much time here on a fairly simple decision. I'll go with this. Alright, let's just play actively. We can take this and the rook, that's okay. I've got the knight on e4 and I'll have a queen on a8. So the main thing to avoid here is your opponent having a knight in hand on that c7 square. That's really a problem. If he plays pawn at c7 here, there's bishop at a5, so that keeps you secure at the back for now. So that's probably why he's castled. Because that's his penetration point, pawn at c7, and then he's starting to attack. So I'm gonna cover that square, and this also gives me some diagonal opportunities. Okay, I've consumed way too much time in the opening on fairly trivial decisions. So got to get a move on there. So the comment from the channel was, I like bishop takes a6, queen a5 check, and pick up the bishop's queen. I think that's actually better than what I played. That's actually a really good suggestion. Okay. I'll be gutsy here and say that this bishop isn't enough to threaten me. Expecting pawn at c7 to come in which case I counter that with defense of both b8 and d8. So now pawn at b5 is a possibility. Oh no, he's just going for this one. He's got a c8 queen. Yeah, it's kind of dangerous. Pawn at c7. Oh, should I use the rook perhaps? No, this is okay. And what I'm going to do is try to get this bishop defending there so I can castle. But at this point, I need to stop talking. Just start moving. So blocking off my king there. Oh dear, I've got a castle first. I'm very short on time. So white just needs to be careful of tricks with knight at h3 potentially. And he's not, so yeah, this mates now. Yeah, I'm really surprised opperwezen isn't converting more of these positions. He's usually very good at that. Okay. Play a standard line. I'm going to play a passive version. This is the knight a4, which isn't really claiming any advantage. It's just looking at trading off this bishop and putting on h4. Nothing special. Now I'm contemplating if I should put on h4 e3. I'm just wary if knight takes e4 can brew into something quite quickly. So we've just gone over the hour mark here. I'm going to call last game. It's about 11:30 p.m. here. I'm going to need to sleep so I can get to work tomorrow. Here I wonder if he's contemplating queen takes f3, which could be interesting. You might have a follow-up with knight h4, then it gets very sharp on who's really getting in first. But I don't think queen takes f3 will work. I'll have a bishop takes h6 move if he plays knight h4. I think white's a little bit too dangerous. So I'm expecting like a queen d6 or queen d8 potentially. I think queen d6 is a bit better, just gives a bit of coverage to this pawn so bishop e3 doesn't hit it with tempo. So okay, there's a trapped bishop on h5, and now this pushing of pawns isn't normally considered, and isn't always the best even. You do create a weakness around your king, but while there's not too many pieces on the board, I'm allowing it. Yeah, I'll take this one. So here we get knight at f4 in, and I could take it, I could leave it, but I've missed pawn at e2, which is a bit awkward. Don't like how I've played this. So the move I like here is actually knight takes h5, g takes h5, and then bishop at g4 I think is a nice way of proceeding. This I'm not as concerned about. Knight f4 can't come in again because I've got bishop takes. I might play it now and pick up the rook. But I'll probably make a new castle around this king on h3. And while it looks a bit dicey, as long as I'm holding on to my pieces, it won't be the easiest position for black to progress in. Okay, so he's looking for maybe a bishop to put here. I should take this first. I've got to be wary of queen h2. And then I'll follow with knight g1. Cover it with the pawn. I want to save my bishop through for g2. Which he's not allowing. This is safe. So knight f3 is a threat here. I should take this. And then cover up here. Alright. Yeah, that concludes this first session, which I'm now calling the combo cage. So this is going to be my new spot. I might try to do some of these streams midway during the week. I've generally only been doing tournament streams so far. So yeah, if you like what you see, please let me know. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you next time. Alright, bye for now.